Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about how to communicate with women, 5 amazing tips. Okay, so these tips are something that every man should know on how to communicate effectively with women. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you're just dating women or whether you are married to one. Okay, you need to know these 5 tips. Okay, so let's get straight into the first one, which is relatability. Now, what you'll find is when you go out on a date with a woman, what a woman is actually looking for most when she is talking to a man and when she's communicating with him and she's dating him, she wants to find that relatability. Okay, now just to give you an example of this, how I found relatability with my wife was when we started to bond over, on the first date, we started to bond over and talk about a video game that we both played with when we were younger, which was Harvest Moon DS. Okay, yes, I am a nerd, right? Okay, so we was bonding over that, and we just, got really excited when we were talking about it and just really enthusiastic about it. And that's what women are looking for when they go out on a date with a woman. Now, of course, when you go out on a date with a woman and you don't know her very well, every woman that you go out on a date with, you might not be able to find that relatability. Okay, you might not be able to find anything to relate to her with, which is fine. It happens. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Not every woman that you're going to meet you're going to be able to bond with. Okay, but that's how the bonding happens. Okay, if you can find something that you both have done, or something that you have a shared sort of experience, even though it wasn't the exact same experience. So for example, you went to the same school or something like that, or you grew up in the same town, things like that, right? That's what you're looking for. So you can bond over it and get excited about it and talk about it. And it may even be the same experience that what I had, that you both played one of the same video games growing up, and you bond over that and you talk about that and get excited over that and finding that relatability. Okay, so if you find that when you go out on a date with a woman, it's really cool, because it's almost like you just, when you find that thing that you can both bond over, it's what creates an amazing energy, and it creates that spark. So when people talk about a spark, if you two got a spark, that's what they're talking about really there. They're talking about that energy of finding something relatable that you can both get really excited over and being on the same wavelength. It could even be, it doesn't have to be like a shared experience either. It could be that you just have the same kind of humor and you can just get on really well just because you like the same kind of jokes and you laugh at the same things. It's finding something like that where it just creates an instant bond when you start talking about it or you start doing it together, and you just have an amazing time and you have a blast, and it's like you found a best friend. It's like when you went to school and you instantly just got on really, really well with someone that you went to school with, and you just had this amazing bond, and it was so amazing that even teachers had to separate you if you were in the same classes together, because you'd just be giggling and having fun and having a laugh and having a blast with each other all the time. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that. You're looking, when you're talking, when you're communicating, you're looking for that. So that leads me into my next point, okay, on how to communicate with women, is that when you're talking to a woman and she starts talking about something that lights her up, okay, so it could be that shared experience, for example, or it could be that video game or whatever it may be, or it could be something else. Perhaps she's talking about her car, perhaps she's talking about her pet. Yeah, and she just lights up and she just gets really, really excited. She could be even talking about her job, someone, her best friend, or it could be her parents. She just really lights up and starts talking about it. It could be a favorite holiday destination. It doesn't matter what it is. But when you find that in the conversation with a woman and you see that she's lighting up and talking about it and she's getting excited about talking about it, you dive deeper. Okay, and what I mean by that is you ask her more questions about it. So if she's lighting up about her cat, you can start asking her questions about a cat, like, oh, so where did you get the cat from? Did you buy it as a kitten, or did you rescue it? What was going on with the kitten? Like, tell me more about your cat, basically. What do you train it? What does it do? Is it as a house cat, or does it go outdoors? Just ask questions about it. What's its favorite toy? Endless questions about that, right? Just keep on getting to talk about that. And when it seems like the conversation is getting a bit dry and she no longer wants to talk about it, or the topic is just, it's getting a bit stale and you can sort of sense it, then move on to something else and talk about something different. But when you see that she's lighting up about a certain subject, get her to talk about it more. Now, why is that really good? Well, as human beings, we tend to be quite selfish, right? Because, we're all, and you can see why, we're all living in our own little world, we can only see things from our point of view. So as human beings, we are naturally selfish, basically. And we love to talk about things that interest us, okay? And it may be the case that she hasn't got to talk about this a lot, very often. Yeah, she doesn't get to talk about her favorite things very often. But the fact that you're the one that she can talk to these things about because you're showing genuine interest in them by asking her questions, and that's how you show that you're genuinely interested in it, by asking her questions, then she's going to like spending time with you. She's going to want to hang out with you more because when she's around you, she gets to talk about the things that she likes to talk about, and that makes her feel good. And if she's feeling good, she's associating positive feelings with you. And if she's associating positive feelings with you, then you're the one she's going to want to spend time with. You see? Okay, so that's why if she lights up and she starts talking about something she really, really loves, get her to talk about it more. Ask her questions about it. Become genuinely curious about the things that she loves. Okay? So the third thing that I want to talk about here is she just wants you to listen. Now, it may be the case that when you get into a relationship with a woman, or it could be a woman that you're just dating as well, or, the woman in your life, basically, when she is bothered about something, when you can sense that something is troubling her, most of the time she doesn't want you to help her fix it. She just wants to vent. Okay? So let her vent. And again, you do that by getting her to ask questions. You ask her questions about what's bothering her, and she will vent to you about it. Okay? And if she's, putting up a bit of a barrier and she's testing you, what you'll find is when you ask her what's wrong, she may say something like, "Oh, it's nothing, I'm fine." Wrong. She wants you to dig deeper. She's feigning basically that she no, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But she does. She really does. It's a test. She wants you to talk about it with her. So what you do is when she says something like, "Oh, I'm fine. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal." It is. It is a big deal. So what you do is you say, "Well, I want to know. It's a big deal to me. If it's upsetting you, I want to know about it. What's going on? What's up?" And then she'll be like, "No, I really don't want to talk about it. It's not really that much of a big deal." And you're like, "Well, I'm not letting this go. I want you to talk to me about it. Tell me what's going on. I'm not leaving. Tell me. Please, communicate. Tell me what's going on." And then the more you do that, the more her barriers will come down, and then she'll tell you what's up. She'll tell you what's going on. And then what you need to do then as well is to not give her a solution. Don't tell her how to fix it, because more than likely she doesn't want you to help her fix it. What she wants is she just wants, again, someone to vent to. So when she's venting, all you need to, if let's say she's complaining about her boss, you can be like, "Oh yeah, oh what a dick. I can't believe he did that, or I can't believe she did that. I can't believe they said this. I can't believe whatever," right? You just want to join her basically a little bit, and so she can feel, again, to the beginning, relatability. Okay? She just wants you to vent. Now this happened to me quite recently, and I've already talked about this in other videos, but recently when my wife was driving, she had to brake quite harshly, and she was eating a flapjack at the time, and she dropped her flapjack, and she got into she just said to me like, "Oh, he made me drop my flapjack." And I was like, because I was focusing on the fact that she dropped her flapjack, I was like, "Oh, okay, we'll just pull over and just pick it up. It's okay, we'll just find a safe place to pull over and pick it up." And she was like, "You know what? I just kind of, I know it's typical, but sometimes I just want to vent. I know it's a bit of a stereotype with women." She said something along those lines. "But, I just want to vent." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm a coach, so I already know these things. So I kind of, was like kicking myself that I didn't know to just be like, "Oh, I can't believe he did that." That's what I should have done. All I should have done was say, "Oh, that's so annoying. What a prick." Just something like that. That's it. And then that would have been enough for her. Okay, not for me to just go straight into fix it mode and be like, "Well, it's okay. We'll just find a safe place to pull over and you can pick up your flapjack." She just wanted to vent. She just wanted a soundboard, basically, of how she was feeling. She just wanted me to be frustrated along with her, okay, to have that relatability. And that's it. That's it in a nutshell, right? That's what she wants from you, okay? Now, if you're unsure and you feel like, well, maybe she does want a solution, you can just offer it to her, okay? You say, well, do you want me to help you out with this, or would you rather just, we just chat about it, because it seems like you really want to chat about it, and then she'll just say, no, that's all right, yeah, I just kind of just wanted a soundboard, I kind of just wanted you to validate how I was feeling. Or she may even say, yeah, okay, yeah, what do you think I should do? So just offer it if you feel like it's necessary, if you feel like she needs that, okay? So the next thing that I want to go into is sometimes women need to feel worse before they can feel better. So this is why it's not a good idea to try and help her fix things straight away, because the way that John Gray talks about this in Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus is that what happens is a women are sort of like they have like a swell. So if you think of like a wave, the wave gets higher and higher and then it crashes and then it just goes back to being a wave. Yeah. So the wave crashes, but that's what a woman needs. She needs to go to that peak before she can start to feel better. So that's why women need to vent and talk about it, because they need to sit with their feelings, they need to think about it, they need to stew over it, they need to talk about it and to get it out. And sometimes that may end up in her crying or getting frustrated or getting really angry, but you need to help her reach the peak. You need to help her reach the peak of her emotions and to really feel her emotions before she can crash down and be normal again. Okay? So women need that, okay? And the way you can facilitate that is by asking her questions and by getting her to open up and to feel her emotions. So if she's frustrated about something, sometimes it's a good idea to get her more frustrated by getting her to talk about what's happened. Because if she's going, no, it's fine, she's not going to be able to get to that peak. Okay? So you help her by saying, okay, so tell me what happened, what's up? Tell me more. What else? What else happened? What did you think about that? How did that make you feel? And get her to talk about it. And then you may get a bit like, ugh, because you can sense that she's about to cry or she's going to be angry, or you can just tell she's going to be really negative. But she needs that. She needs to get to the height of her emotions so she can feel better. Okay? So you allow that and you facilitate that by asking questions. So women sometimes need to feel worse before they can feel better. So, and the fifth thing that I want to get into is women, one of their biggest complaints about men is that men don't listen. So the best way you can show her that you do listen is by doing this last thing, number 5, which is to repeat back what she's told you. Okay? So when she's talking to you, perhaps it is a boss and she's saying to you, oh, it was really frustrating when my boss did this, I'd only just got back from holiday and he just put a load of papers on my desk that I need to go through and it's just way too much. Why wasn't this delegated to someone else when I was away? And you could be like, oh, that's so frustrating. Yeah, why didn't he give it to that person? Why didn't he do this? So you're telling me that you're frustrated because he just put loads of work on you and now you've got so much to do and he could have easily delegated that to someone else. You'd be like, yeah, exactly, that's exactly what happened. And you're like, okay, yeah, that's so frustrating. I can see why you're annoyed. I can see why that really does suck. And again, you're validating her emotions and you're also repeating back some of what she said to you so she knows that you've listened, okay? So repeat back what she said to you, okay? And then she knows that you listen. And then she'll like that because she knows that you listened. And she can't ever then use the excuse that, oh, you never listened to me, when you do, because you repeat back what she says to you. So you can truly understand what's going on. Okay. Another example of this might be that, say, her mum just shows up to your house unannounced and it really annoys her, even though she's tried to make boundaries or whatever. And she's telling that to you. She's like, oh, I can't believe she showed up again. I've been keep on telling her to not show. She's got a message. She's got a call when she's going to come. All I want is just even if it's in an hour in advance for her to say I'm coming over. But she doesn't even do that. She just shows up and we're never ready. The house is in a mess. And then she complains because, she's got here and the house is a mess and she's telling me this. And I'm like, and you can say like, yeah, that's really frustrating. So what you're telling me is, you get really angry and frustrated when your mum just shows up unannounced, and she's like, yeah, I do. Like, oh yeah, that really sucks. I really hate it when she does that as well. So annoying. What should we do? You know, you talk about it and you discuss it as a couple. It's about just being that soundboard by validating her emotions and repeating back to what she's saying to you. And she will love that about you if you can do that, okay, for her. And those are the 5 ways that you can communicate with women. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like more dating and relationship advice, then I highly recommend that you go and read my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. You can go and read it for free on my website. Just go to www.christineloveridge.com. And if you're a guy watching this who is married in a relationship, I know it's called Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams, but if you read this book, it can help reignite the passion, keep the magic alive. You can learn how to do that in this book, so you can get your sex life back on track, or to get her more attracted to you again. And it's also for those guys that are single and dating and are hoping to attract a beautiful woman. There's even a section in there about breakups too. So it's just got a wealth of wisdom in there that you can easily apply straight away. And you can start reading today, and you can read it completely for free on my website. All you need to do is just go to www.christineloveridge.com and then go to the menu, click on the book. It's literally titled The Book. Click on that, that's the link. And it'll take you straight there to the PDF reader where you can read it completely for free. You can there's a link on there as well if you would like to get the physical copy or the Kindle version, but it's not necessary because everything in this and the Kindle version is free to read on the website. And if you'd like coaching with me and you feel like you need help with me personally, then you can go to www.christineloveridge.com and just select whichever coaching option works best for you at this current time. And I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.